Welcome to the Voices of Faith channel. May the good winds from above bring peace to your home, and may the light of this message find you like a spiritual embrace. Today we are going to reveal the invisible force that holds you back. Have you ever felt that you carry pains that are not even yours? That your grandmother's sadness, your father's fear, or your mother's silence echo inside you? Know this: not everything that weighs on you belongs to you. In this video, we are going to open the eyes of the spirit and understand how silent curses and family karmas settle into our lives without asking permission. But Chico Xavier taught us that everything can be transformed with love, awareness, and faith. You will understand why some families seem condemned to repeated suffering, and how to break those ties from the past with enlightened decisions in the present. Prepare yourself to break chains that have crossed generations. Today, the final link could be you. Before we begin, write in the comments below, "I am the healing point of my lineage." That will be your signal to the spiritual world, a declaration of freedom. Now breathe deeply, for the time has come to free the soul. Many of the pains we carry were not born in us. They passed through us. They came from ancient voices, silent glances, unresolved guilt. Suffering has roots that cross generations, and when there is no light, it repeats itself as if it had a life of its own. There are families where fear repeats itself, where violence becomes an inheritance and sadness seems inevitable. Silent curses that don't appear in any record, but hide in gestures, in silences, and in illness. These are untold stories that continue to govern lives. Those forces that pass from parents to children are not eternal punishments. They are lessons waiting to be understood. Karma is not condemnation. It is an opportunity for healing. And if it has reached you, it is because you already have the spiritual maturity to transform this cycle. Chico Xavier used to say that the home is our first proving ground. And if the greatest challenges are found there, so too are the greatest chances of redemption. You were placed in your family for a purpose far greater than you can imagine. The souls that love each other do not always come into the world together. Many times, those who hurt us today are the ones we hurt before. Pain can be a form of reunion, where love is hidden beneath the rubble of the past, waiting to be born again. Do you feel a weight you don't know where it comes from? Do you look at your life and notice repetitive patterns of sadness, loss, or failure? Often these are inherited energies, sick spiritual bonds that call for liberation. Not judgment, not guilt, only understanding. When spirituality speaks of a curse, it is not referring to spells, but to sick memories that continue to act. They are crystallized thoughts, past guilt and unconscious pacts that we need to undo. A curse can only be broken with a conscious act of love. No ritual or miracle is needed. What is needed is a decision. Breaking a family pattern requires the courage to be different, to love when there was only anger, to stay silent when everything was screaming, to heal where there was only guilt. That is true forgiveness. Many of us were the very creators of those pains in past lives. We return to the same group of souls to find the lost balance again. The universe returns wounded affections to us so that we can rewrite with humility what we once destroyed with pride. The wounds of the soul do not heal by hiding. We need to look at our family ghosts without fear, to see what our parents could not feel, what our grandparents could not forgive, what they could not heal. Now that pulses within us. Healing begins when someone chooses not to repeat, when a daughter chooses to love where her mother hated, when a grandson chooses to speak where his grandfather stayed silent, when someone becomes the point of change, the link where karma comes undone. This mission may be difficult, but it is not impossible, and you are not alone. Good spirits work by your side, whispering intuitions, strengthening your heart and clearing your path. You were chosen to free your lineage. That is why you feel the weight. There is no greater mission than transforming the destiny of your own family. Visible work, often thankless, but profoundly divine. Chico used to say that the pains of the home are the most sacred crosses, because within them the enlightened spirit is sculpted. Some people ask, why me of all people? Because you have already awakened. Because even in pain you seek the light. Because even without answers you refuse to hate. That is a sign of spiritual maturity, and only those who have already grown can truly transform. As long as you curse your parents, you will keep the chains in place. But when you bless even those who hurt you, the chain breaks. Liberation does not come through resistance, but through acceptance. Healing comes when you decide to love someone who didn't know how to love. There is a right time to break the cycle, and that time is now. The pain that repeats itself is the call from above for something to change. You did not come to be a victim of history. You came to be the author of a new destiny. Feel that with clarity, you are not fixing anyone. You are freeing yourself. You are choosing not to carry any more what is not yours. How you are returning with awareness and love what does not belong to you. That is true, genuine inner reform. That is evolution. Even if no one in your family understands, keep going. Even if they mock your search, keep going. Because you are not answering to the eyes of men, but to the voice of your conscience. And it knows. The time has come to free yourself from ancestral pain. Every prayer you offer is a flash of light in the darkness of the generations. Every time you forgive, a curse is broken. Every time you love, a karma is dissolved. You are clearing the road for those who came before and those who will come after. This is not just about you. It is about your mother, your children, all those who will come. You are the turning point, the living altar where the past meets forgiveness. That is why the universe entrusted this mission to you. When you forgive, even without an apology, the spiritual world moves. Spirits trapped in suffering are set free. Doors open. Lights turn on in forgotten corridors of time. You become a bridge between worlds, a channel of reconciliation between those who made mistakes and learned from them. There are spirits in your lineage who cry out for your courage. They were not able to change during their lifetime, but now, from the other side, they weep for relief, and you can be the instrument of their liberation. A single gesture of yours can illuminate 100 years of darkness. Chico taught us. Charity begins at home, and forgiving your family is the greatest act of charity you can offer to your own soul. It is easy to help a stranger. What is difficult is to love someone who hurt you. But that is where the merit lies. How many times have you reincarnated in the same lineage? How many roles have you already played among those souls? Father, son, brother, victim, perpetrator. Reincarnation is a dance of rescues, and we have all traded places many times. Life is a school of eternal roles. Sometimes the one who hurts you the most is the one who loves you the most, but doesn't know how to show it. Spiritual ignorance causes many people to hurt others while trying to get things right. And you, with greater awareness, can interrupt this cycle, not with shouts, but with compassion. You are not responsible for healing everyone, but you are responsible for not repeating the harm. And that alone is already a miracle. By stopping reacting the way they always reacted, you change the music of your family. The tone shifts, and so does the destiny. Spirituality says each person only carries what they can bear. If pain has come to you, it is because you can transform it into a blessing. Don't complain about the mission. Be grateful for the trust. God only gives difficult work to those he knows are strong. There are protective spirits around you trying to remind you of who you are. When you feel chills, intuitions, dreams about relatives, or even a deep silence, pay attention. The spiritual world is working in your favor, even when everything seems still. Do not be afraid of the memories that arise. They are coming to be seen, welcomed, and, at last, transmuted. The more you avoid them, the louder they cry. But when you face them with faith, they dissolve like mist in the sun. Everything needs to be felt. Forgiving is not forgetting. It is understanding with maturity. It is letting go of the need for the past to have been different. It is accepting that each person did the best they could with the level of awareness they had, and that sets both the other person and you free. You don't need to wait for someone to ask for your forgiveness. Forgive in order to be free. Resentment does not protect, it imprisons. And if you hold on to bitterness, you keep the chain of pain active. Letting go is not humiliating yourself. It is freeing yourself. Forgiveness is an invisible key. When you cleanse your spiritual family tree, you stop inheriting emotional illnesses. Ancient fears dissolve. Nightmares cease. Relationships improve. You begin to live with more lightness and flow, because the spiritual baggage that was holding you down has finally been set on the ground. Many families live under the weight of limiting beliefs. No one here is ever happy. Men are worthless. We are cursed. These are phrases spoken in pain, but they become decrees. And you, with awareness, can undo those words. Speak blessings. Declare love. break the cycle. Liberation begins with the word. Say to the universe, I free myself with love. Say to yourself, I am different. Say to the past, thank you for everything you taught me. And say to the future, you may come in peace. I am ready to live you. You did not come into this world to repeat patterns, but to transcend them. Your soul begged for this chance. You asked God to be born exactly where you were born, with the pains and challenges you faced, not as a punishment, but as an opportunity for ascension. When the soul wants to grow, it asks for tests. And those tests often come in the form of family, an absent father, a wounded mother, siblings in conflict. All of that is sacred scenery for your spirit to learn to love unconditionally and to forgive. The house where you were born may have been your field of pain, but it is also your field of victory, because it is there that you will show the universe that light is stronger than any inherited shadow, and that love wins. Imagine your spiritual lineage as a line of people. Someone needed to say enough. Someone needed to break the pattern. And that someone is you. That is why life woke you up. That is why you are watching this video. This is not coincidence. It is a calling from above. The prayers you offer for your ancestors arrive like a bomb. Even the hardened spirits feel the relief, and many begin to awaken simply because you prayed. You are healing invisible souls simply by deciding to be light where there was pain. If the pain tightens, remember, it is not killing you. It is calling you to be reborn. Breathe deeply. Close your eyes and say softly, I am the healing point of my family. Feel that vibrating within you. You are no longer trapped without even knowing it. You are redeeming ancient vows. Perhaps one day you promised to love more, to understand better, to forgive more quickly, and now, in this lifetime, you are fulfilling that promise. Every tear of yours is a drop of light upon ancient pacts that only love can undo. The wounds that hurt the most are the ones that carry memories from other lifetimes. That is why you don't understand why something affects you so deeply. It is not only from this life, it comes from the soul. Bow, and the soul only heals when it forgives with compassion. You have already been the cause of pain in other lifetimes. You have already made mistakes, deceived, despised. Today, perhaps, you feel the pain from the other side. But this is not punishment. It is divine justice that allows the soul to evolve by feeling what it once caused. God's mercy allows pain to educate us without condemning us. Suffering is a teacher that awakens the sleeping consciousness. And when you learn from it, you no longer need to repeat it. You leave the cycle of pain and enter the cycle of light. Chico Xavier used to say that no one can go back and make a new beginning, but anyone can start now and make a new ending. That is exactly it. You are here to change the ending of the story, yours and many others. When you refuse to retaliate, even when you are right, you break the link of karma. Pride wants revenge, but the spirit wants freedom. And when you choose forgiveness, you open a portal of light that descends like a gentle rain over the entire family. Perhaps Your children will never know what you faced in silence, but they will inherit the lightness of your soul, because everything you did not pass on as pain is already healing. They will live freer because you decided not to pass the prison on to them. Inner reform begins with small actions: a word of gratitude, a moment of listening, a hug that would once have been withheld, the gospel in the home, a prayer before sleep, silence instead of a shout. These are simple gestures, but the entire spiritual world responds to them. The world values great deeds, but God sees the invisible, the tear that was held back, the gesture of reconciliation, the prayer made in secret. These are the seeds of new life, and whoever plants with love, even in barren soil, will harvest flowers where there were once only stones. Some pains return because they still call for healing. You thought you had already overcome them, but the soul still bleeds. Don't blame yourself, just welcome it. The process of liberation is made of layers, and each pain that reappears is one more veil being lifted. Free yourself from the need to please everyone. Sometimes, in order to heal, you need to step back. Silence is also love. Setting boundaries is spiritual. Honoring your father and mother does not mean accepting everything. It means not hating. You can protect yourself without wishing harm on others. Spirituality does not demand perfection, only sincerity. You don't need to be a saint, just honest. When the intention is pure, good spirits draw near. They perceive the effort of the soul, and even when it stumbles, it will be supported if it walks with humility. You may have been the most fragile in the family, the quietest, the most sensitive, but that is exactly why God chose you. Because sensitivity is a gateway, and only those with an old soul feel things deeply. Your pain is proof of maturity. Many times, the love we never received is exactly what we came to learn to offer. It is not easy to give what we never had, but when we manage to do so, we break the logic of pain. And that is when the miracle of transformation truly happens in the spirit. Even if you think you are alone, you never are. Every prayer you offer is noted. Every elevated thought is perceived. You are accompanied by invisible eyes that vibrate when you choose peace. Your silent struggle is being watched with reverence from above. Chico used to say that the bonds of the heart are greater than the bonds of blood. You may not have been born into an understanding family, but you will find souls that vibrate the same way you do. They are the spiritual brothers and sisters that life places along your path. Notice how many people are being touched because you are changing. When you heal, everyone around you feels it. The vibration shifts, the environment improves, words become softer. That is how a new lineage begins, with your courage to be different. By forgiving your parents, you become a parent to yourself. By embracing your wounded inner child, you become the mother of your own soul. You are reborn, and in that new birth, there is no room for guilt, only for the choice to love more. Some tears are cleansing. Don't hold back the crying. Let the soul wash itself. Friendly spirits work with the water of emotion. While you feel, They gather what is toxic and transform it into light. The pain that flows becomes a prayer in the invisible world. You may not be able to change the past, but you can change the frequency of the now, and that alters the entire future. With every elevated thought, you are opening doors. You are the living prayer of your family, the channel through which love will enter. You may not understand it now, but your effort is healing ancient pains in your lineage. Disincarnate spirits, follow your process and give thanks in silence. They no longer have a body to act through, but you do. And your actions resonate across many planes of existence. Every action you take is a teaching for those who will come after you, your children, nephews, grandchildren. Even if they don't yet understand, they are being touched by your new frequency. What you live today will echo for generations. Good never ends in itself. Some shadows try to resist when the light begins to shine. They manifest as arguments, setbacks, sudden discouragement, but that is a sign of cleansing. When you persist in the light, the darkness yields. Persevere, good always wins, even if it takes a little longer. You are the only one capable of feeling the full extent of your pain. That is why no one can measure your courage. What seems simple to others may be immense for you, and yet you keep going. And that act of continuing is already healing. The full life you seek is not outside, it is within. It does not depend on inheritance or on the approval of your family. It begins when you accept who you are and honor the mission you received, even without applause. God sees you. He always has. You are not breaking your family. You are saving it. You are cleaning roots that had rotted, pruning branches that were suffocating, preparing the soil for new fruit to grow in health. Sometimes loving means cutting away, and cutting with awareness is also a blessing. There are chains that make no noise, but weigh heavily on the soul. The expectations of others, the roles that were imposed on you, the inherited guilt. But you are not responsible for sustaining what makes no sense. Break free with gentleness. Release what was never yours. When anger comes, welcome it, but do not feed it. Anger shows where there is pain, and pain shows where there is a wound, and the wound shows where there is still suffocated love. Look at that path with tenderness. In the end, there is always a chance for healing. There are phrases spoken by parents that hurt for decades. You are a mistake. Nothing you do is good enough. You disappoint me. But today you can respond in a different way. I am light. I forgive myself. I move forward. The echo of pain ends with you. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your soul knows what it came to do, and whoever is meant to understand will understand. And whoever does not yet understand is still in the time of the seed. You are a tree in bloom. Keep growing, even if others still see you as dry ground. There are family spirits who are helping you, the voice you never knew, departed uncles and aunts, mothers from other lifetimes. They see your courage and intercede for you. Do you feel chills? Do you dream of ancient eyes? That is them. They love you, protect you and recognize you. When you pray for an ancestor, you help them leave dark places. Many are trapped in feelings of guilt. Your prayer is a beam of light that reaches them. And when they are freed, they return to help you even more. This is not about revolting against your parents, but about understanding them. They gave what they could. Many came from mutilated childhoods and did not know how to love differently. Now you do. You can teach by example, by silence, by your gaze, by the quiet firmness of one who has awakened. You don't need to follow all of your family's traditions. Some are beautiful, others are destructive. Honoring is not repeating. It is respecting the other's path and following your own. Spirituality does not demand blind obedience, but coherence with the purpose of the soul. With every step of healing, you draw closer to the full life you deserve. It will not be perfect, but it will be true, and truth brings peace, even amid challenges, because when you live aligned with your spirit, the world may shake, but you will not fall. Chico Xavier used to say, "Everything we plant we harvest, and everything we harvest teaches us." You are learning with every tear and teaching with every gesture, and everything you do with love is transformed into light, which will guide other lost hearts, just as yours once was. There are people who will leave you because they cannot bear your light, and that is all right. You are healing such a deep field that some old presences simply no longer fit. Solitude may be the necessary interval for new, more aligned souls to find you. Pray for those who reject you. They do not know what they are doing, and if they did, perhaps they would ask your forgiveness. Compassion does not need anything in return. When you pray for those who hurt you, you draw closer to Christ, and Christ is already within you. Do not be startled if, as you begin this process, you feel physical pain. The body also holds ancestral memories. As the soul is cleansed, the body responds. A sudden tiredness, a cry without reason, a deep sleep. Let it come. That too is the spirit doing its house cleaning. And if at any moment you want to give up, pause for a little while and remember what brought you here. You want freedom. You want lightness. You want to be yourself. That is fair. It is divine. Keep going. You are not merely living. You are being reborn in light. May the good spirits have touched your soul on this journey. May, at the end of this video, you feel lighter, more awake, more aware of your role as a point of light where there was once pain. You are the rebirth of your lineage. It does not matter how many mistakes were made before you. With your decision to love and to forgive, the entire story is transformed. The past no longer needs to hurt, and the future has already begun to be written with steadier, calmer, more truly your own hands. From this day forward, live with the awareness that you are a link of healing between generations, that your life is a seedbed of peace, and where there was once a curse, now a blessing blooms. Where there was once pain, now the love that liberates beats with life. If this message touched you in any way, write in the comments, "I choose the light of my soul." That will be your commitment to transformation. Let and also a calling for others who need this same liberation that is now visiting you. Share this video with whoever feels the weight of the invisible and seek answers in the silence of the soul. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and spread this flame, because when one soul is freed, 1,000 others are lit. May the light of Christ be with you always. Amen.